Hey all, Valentine Goose here. Randy Pischel with the Valentine Goose channel, Star Thinker. Everything on this channel is my opinion, my words. If something is fact, I will state it as fact. I have a list of things to go over tonight. Um, I didn't write out notes or anything. I just wrote all these headlines because there was a lot of things going on tonight. And at the end, the last thing I'll go over is something I got for the Beacon Star. So let me go over and I wrote these notes, and then I had to go replace a computer in the plant, and then I had to go replace a monitor cable in the plant. And then I got back, and the very top thing I wrote was Indie Stream, and I don't know why I wrote that. I must have been. I know a lot of times Indy will go on for hours and hours and hours, and I'm here at work all night long, so I'll tap into her stream and just kind of watch while I'm working or listen, have background noise. Because if I don't have background noise, I hear all the ghosts upstairs, and I don't like that. So I always have something playing on my computer. So, but I don't know why I wrote that down. There must have. I think something happened on her stream, and I can't remember what it was. But the big news tonight, the breaking news, was Shiloh, who is Forrest Fenn's grandson, was in the chat tonight to break up a conspiracy theory. Now, for me, I was only about 10, maybe 15, 20% into conspiracy theories. I hate conspiracy theories. Um, but I think, there might have been something going on, but I still think Jack was the finder. So, so the conspiracy theory was that Forrest knew he was dying and he wanted the chase to end so it wouldn't affect his family. His family had an intervention and told him that after he dies they're going to end the hunt, and so he wanted it to end before he died, and they gave hints somehow to Jack, and so Jack was nudged towards the treasure, and everything was over, and then he passed away. And excuse me, and then I was thinking, well, anyway, Shiloh came in, and he says, "I have to debunk all this." And at first everyone's going, "Oh, this is an imposter. This isn't real. Don't believe him." And they're giving him a really hard time. But he did call and email K-Pro, and it was an email that they had used way back when they were doing a fundraiser. And I know some people, it looked like they misunderstood. He didn't call Kowlazars to verify the phone number, because everyone say, "Oh, you can spoof a phone number." Well, yeah, if you know it, who knows Shiloh's phone number? But yeah, I think he was checking an old email he had where Shiloh had sent him his phone number. So that's like a double verification. So they were satisfied that they had verified this with Shiloh. And of course, he sent a picture of the dog, and it's always scary when something falls short. Like, why didn't he send a picture of himself with the dog, or something that would 100% verify everything? And I know the emails and the phone numbers pretty much verified everything. And I've never met Shiloh. I've never seen him. I don't know anything about him. So I don't know if he was just like, "I don't have time for this, but I'm going to debunk this." Or if he's just having fun tonight. So I really don't know his character to know why he came into the chat when he did. But it was it was pretty good. It was all these conspiracy points and everything in a big PowerPoint, and then Shiloh comes in and says, "Nope, all that's wrong." And, of course, K-Pro Mike had to go, "Well, yeah," but there was some confusion because it seemed like he confirmed but didn't confirm the GPS solve, or the GPS was involved. I'm still a GPSer, and I said that in my last video. Like, I am Team GPS. I don't believe in coincidences that big that you could pull a GPS and it's in the middle of the park, but it's not related. It was an accident. That's too big of an accident. Um, and he said, yeah, but like he wouldn't, like he said it in passing, and people questioned him. He never answered the question. So I mean, that's something for another time. But I don't know. I still think that GPS played a role. Um, so anyway, that was just a lot of craziness. And I was in there, and they said that he wasn't sick, and I was like, death is a pretty serious thing, that that pretty much shows that something was wrong with him. Uh, and when you get up to, my grandparents lived well into their 90s. My grandfather almost hit 100 years old. Um, so I know that, it's not a matter. He went suddenly. My grandfather, he had a heart attack. He sat down in a chair to watch TV and had a heart attack and died right there. And I remember going to the wake, and I sat down, and all my brothers and sisters gathered around me and were like, Randy, that's the chair he died in. Get up. I'm like going, so what? But anyway, yeah, death is a pretty serious illness. There's not a lot of cures for death. Um, but yeah, that was pretty crazy and pretty fun. And I was along with everybody else. I thought someone was spoofing his name at first, but I believe Cape Rowan Cow, and they verified his identity. Um, so that was pretty wild. And I wish having someone of that caliber in there that we could have got more answers. Again, he said that, the special spot wasn't meant to be shared, but I don't agree with that at all. I mean, he put this in a hunt where thousands of people were going to be searching for it. So I think he wanted people to go there and visit his special place. I mean, that's why you would do a hunt where potentially thousands of people would go to your special place, because you want them to experience your special place and share that with as many people as possible. So by withholding that, I think you're doing the opposite of what Forrest intended, and that's my 2 cents on that. Um, so I mean, that was a lot of fun, but I'm going to move on. Had an interesting conversation with my former roommate, and she's brilliant, and she just sinks her teeth into stuff, and she's the one that, like, I sent her the book for AGK's hunt, and within an hour, she picked it up. I was at work, and she picked it up and said, I'm going to look at this book. And within an hour, she sent me a picture of a waterfall and said, it's right here. And that was it. That night, that day, they announced it had been found. And they took a picture of where, and it was the exact same waterfall. It was the tree behind the waterfall. I'm just like, if you had gotten that, because I sent it early and she never even looked at it. So if you'd opened that book up, a month ago, that could have been ours. But yeah, that's very interesting. So she decided, and she she worked on some other hunts with me, and she decided to put this talent to use. And so we're actually going, I don't even know if I should say this, but we are going to do a serious search for a missing person, and she's zeroed in on a missing person that she thinks she's got enough clues. And this is going to be really interesting, and we'll record part of that and probably do something with it after it's all over. But I probably won't do anything during that time. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. So I have no doubt something's going to happen. We've already confirmed, like, there was a house and the house is gone, and there's various clues. It's crazy what you can dig up in a single day. Especially her, she's not afraid to, like, oh, here's the cop that was handling the case, and I've got his contact information, and I'm going to call him, and it's just crazy. So we got that going on. Also, Naimo Spec, I came up with a method. And if you read about ciphers, There's different ways of cracking different ciphers, but on the Beal cipher, there's barely any way to crack that. And I came up with a way. I made two charts in a spreadsheet, and the way, I put the numbers in order that they're on the picture, and I did the frequency above, and then I got this website that gives me frequency analysis of the different letters, and then like the first letter, what's most likely to be a first letter, what's most likely to be a last letter. And the only thing I really have to go on is the double letters at the end, and I'm kind of backtracking from there. I've also been trying to find what the source material is. I spent about 4 hours like researching what the source material could be, and I've come up with a few clues that I would have to like get that source material. I would think it'd be something readily available, like that you could find on the internet, or something like that. But I'm having a hard time finding them, even though they match what I want. This may require a trip to the library. I used to date the librarian, so it'd be, if I went there, and that's going to be awkward for me. So anyway, National Spec. I came up with a couple words doing it that way, and of course it could be like my bias playing a role in it, but it's interesting. I had some interesting results, and I'll probably continue to do that. It's just a matter of number crunching, because not many people I know will count to 65 over and over and over and over and over again. And I know, like when I was registrar, we had like 120 students, and I had to go through their grades and their grade point averages. And that's basically what I did, was I counted the grade points over and over and over for every single student. And it's just something you got to have a meticulous mind for. Like not meticulous. Like you just got to be able to count and be patient and not take shortcuts. And that's basically what my method is counting over and over and over again. So hopefully something will come of that. Let's see, what else? Indie Stream. I still don't know what I mean by that. I was hoping it'd come to me before the end. My son, I have some announcements. My son and his daughter-in-law, Evan and Michaela, have announced that they are having another baby, and they don't know if it's a boy or girl yet. It's too soon to tell. But yeah, if anyone can raise two kids, that'll be those two. They're a great couple. And my other son is still trying to adopt. There's just so many hurdles to adoptions, and he's been working on that since November of last year, I believe. We're going to have some more additions to my family. I don't know how many grandkids I got now. I lost track. I'm trying to get my oldest granddaughter to sing the song I wrote, because I've been trying different ways of recording myself do it, and every way has been awful. So I really want to get that, because it's hilarious, and it's the kind of things I do. So let's go on with the Beacon Star stuff. And if I remember what I wanted to say about Indy's chat, I still don't know what I wanted to say about that. But yeah, I carry 2 coins around with me all the time. Let me get them right side up here. So if you look, this is a 1921 Morgan dollar and a 1922 Lady Liberty. And they're in really great shape, and I got them at a bargain. I had 2 of these when I was searching for the snail, and I gave them away with the snail when I sold it. But yeah, I always carry 2 pieces of silver with me in case I die. Then I have silver to give to the person that can roll me across the river Styx, the ferryman. So, and don't pay the ferryman. Don't even set a price. So I always carry these around with me, and I like coins. And I always wanted to make a Beacon Star coin. And I've come up with several designs that are really heavy duty. And somebody mentioned, I can't remember who or when or why, but they're like, well, you should get copy of the token, because the token is really heavy duty. Now this, it's really thin and flat and copper. It's got my Alchemist name on the back, and this is my sigil, and it's a sigil for well, you'll figure it out someday. But it's really thin, and if you look at this hole, and I realized this when I was doing this earlier, you know, the hole is very tiny, but when you put it by the light, it looks freaking huge. It doesn't even look like a hole. Anyway, this was meant to be a necklace, but I carried it around as if it's a coin. But it's very thin, and it's copper. And then this is stainless steel, and it's very thick, very solid. And as you can see, it has a loop on it as well. So when the suggestion was made to get a duplicate, I went back to the source where I got my original token, and they're still available. And I have them engraved the back, and so this is the duplicate token, and on the back I put a 1 just in case I want to make a numbered set. And it's not precisely a coin because, you know, it does have a loop on it. This is an animal identification tag. People get these for big dogs because they're just so heavy. I don't know if a small dog would like carrying this around, but it is an exact replica of the token except for the message on the back. I don't know what to do with it. Now that I got it, I'm like going, do I want to carry this around or whatnot? The only difference is, and you can see how shiny it is, and if you go way back to one of my videos, I said the first time I hid the token, I came back, you know, I wanted to walk away and come back the next day, and it was just the way the sun was shining, it was just obvious that it was there. And I'm sure someone would have been walking by and it would have glinted in their eyes and they would have picked it out. And so what I did was I took some sandpaper and I sanded around the edge and I painted it. I'm not going to tell you what color I painted it. I painted it, and that's the color. And so when I stuck it into the, you know, and I walked away again, I came back a couple days later, and I was like, couldn't find it. Thought it was gone. Thought a squirrel got it, but nope, there it was. And I said, that's it. That's the way to hide a token. So people would have to know where to look for it exactly, you know, because just spending 25 days looking for it in the forest isn't going to be the way to do it. But yeah, I don't know what to do with this, and I'm not going to show it to you clearly. I don't know. I'll think of something. And if you look at it, I think this is kind of cool. It's almost as thick as my silver dollar, and it's almost exactly as big as my silver dollar. And I don't know. Maybe I'll hang it from my mirror in my car. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to say. I put my car back together, and so I'm back in the back in the old Matilda. I had cleaned it up because I was thinking about selling it, and I took all my customization off of it. And then when I decided not to sell it, it was winter time, so I couldn't really do much. But we had these 80-degree days here in Iowa. And on one of those 80-degree days, I went out there and I said, you know what, I'm just going to put it back together. And I put everything back together the way it was. And it's just, I am smiling so big because that was like the first thing I did that wasn't depressing in weeks. And now whenever I walk out there and I see it and I see the things on it, and I'm like, oh, yep, I'm home. You know, that must have been what Han Solo felt like when he got the Millennium Falcon back. It's just like, I'm home. This is my car again. So that's a lot of things to talk about, and I'm getting pretty good at hitting 20 minutes. Chasing Indy, I still don't remember what I was going to say about your stream. I remember walking out to the plant, and I remember thinking, oh, I should say this about Indy's stream, but when I got back, and you know, that's all I wrote down, and I can't remember. So yeah, I've been carrying these three things around for months, and now I've been carrying this around. It's getting a little scratched, so I got to be careful with it. But this is stainless steel, so I mean it's going to last a good long time. Um, I did. Well, I better not say what I did to the back of it, but like I said, I sanded the edges down because it's just so chrome and shiny and everything, and um, that's why even I have trouble finding it when I go see it. But it's once you know it's there, you can go, "Yep, it's there." If you don't know it's there, you'd be like, "I don't see nothing." it's just it's just one of those things. Anything else? Yeah, having Shiloh in the chat tonight was interesting. Like I said, I wish he could have answered more questions. Uh, but and he never gave a shout out to Indy. I felt bad for her. Uh, but she, I think she's a cool person anyway. And you might see my name in the newspaper. We're going to be looking for a missing person from 1989 or 83. 1989, I think it is. So this is a very cold case, and she thinks she's got some leads on it. Oops. That was just a copper piece. If I had dropped the I don't know if I did that long enough that you could pause it and read it, but yeah, this is so solid. And it's very heavy. Like I said, it's got enamel on the front. It's very much like a coin, except for the loop on top. So if I did a coin, this would be the probably the tail side. And then on the other side, I actually have a drawing of what the Beacon Star had carved into the wood outside their door, and that's what I would put on the other side. Anyway, I can't think of anything else. I think I finally stopped sweating. It's funny because when Shiloh came in, I was getting ready to go out to the plant. I got things to do. I'm at work, and I thought, no, I'm going to have to stick around for this. And my phone's ringing. I'm just like, oh, no, I'm not going to talk to that person. And but I did finally get that computer replaced, and that's going to be a feather in my cap finally. It's one of those computers where it's like, oh, why my boss, like, why hasn't it been replaced yet? So I got that out of the way. But yeah, that was how interesting the video was, and I really strongly suggest going back and watching it because there's nothing like. And I love K-Pro and Kyle lasers, Kyle Lazars because it rhymes with Bob Lazar. I love them to death, but it was just something about seeing them go through this whole theory and then have someone come up and go, hey, that never happened, and that never happened, and this couldn't happen. And then seeing them go, oh my God, okay, at least we can put this to rest now. At least, all these conspiracy theories can be put to rest. I thought that was just fantastic. And, I know K-Pro said she went from 65% to 5% to 0.1% on the conspiracy theory likeliness. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I got some more work to do. I am going to see my roommate this Friday. And as always, I got talked into doing stuff, and I'm going to be coming home with a mattress on my roof. I don't even know what to do with the mattress. I'm just going to throw it in the Mississippi River and let it go down, and it'll be in the Gulf of Mexico, and they can use it to soak up some oil. So, no, I would never do that. But yeah, I have to. And one of the cool things about my car is there's these plastic bits, and I can pop those off, and then there's tie-down loops in there, and I can just throw the mattress on the roof. I've done it before and just ratchet it down, drive to the landfill. I didn't want to do that because it's the minimum load is $31, and this all I got is a mattress. But I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. It never ends. But I love it, and I love everything. I'm just in kind of a good mood tonight. I got my car back. I'm gonna see my roommate. We got a project we're gonna do, and everything's kind of good right now. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that. be happy, stay happy. I'm using my mouse to stop my phone. Everyone take care, and if you have any questions, just let me know.